Hello again. We are going to make loaded potato skins today, and they are so yummy. But they do make 16 of them, so I'd recommend maybe if you have some guests coming over or just need a little snack or an appetizer, I would definitely make this. It is scrumptious. All right, so here are all the items. For this recipe, you will need a bowl to put all the insides of the potato in. You'll need a cutting board because you do have to chop some things. You'll need her signature knife, of course. And you'll also need this to paint the potatoes. And I am adding this in there because I do not waste the fillings of the potato. So you also need a masher to kind of mash it up. A ramekin, her salt cellar, pot holder, and you will also need a towel. I like these ones, like the fabric-y ones, to hold the potatoes whenever they're like scorching hot. And then you'll need oven mitts. And I also cook my bacon different, so I'm going to use this pan for my bacon, and of course this pan for the potatoes. And again, I'm going to use the filling of the potatoes because we do not waste food around here. So I'm going to add her black pepper and of course butter into the potatoes and kind of make a little mashed potato out of the guts of the potatoes. But that's all you need of Pioneer Woman. Alright, and here are the food items you will need for this recipe. You will need 8 slices of thick sliced bacon and 8 of these, I call them baking potatoes. I am using the smaller ones out of the bag because I plan on making twice baked potatoes, which I'd rather have the bigger potatoes for that. So these are pretty small. And then you need canola oil and kosher salt and sour cream. She says 1 cup, but I think you can put as much or as little as you want to per potato. Same goes for the green onion, put as much or as little as you want to. And then she says 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese. Again, I'm putting as much as I want to. I'm not gonna measure those 3 items. But that's all you need for this recipe. All right, so I am a scaredy cat when it comes to bacon, and I cook it a little bit differently. I've already got the oven set to 400 degrees, which is what you're gonna need to make this recipe anyways. And then I'm going to just add my bacon onto this pan. All right, the bacon is all lined up, and I'm going to stick this in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. So now I am just rinsing off the potatoes really good because we are gonna need the skin, so we wanna make sure it's good and clean. All right, so now our potatoes are rinsed off. I went ahead and poured the canola oil in this bowl, and I'm going to just paint on the canola oil on all these potatoes. All right, that is some yummy looking bacon. The bacon is done, and I have swapped it and put the potatoes in there, and they will go in there for an hour. So now all I do with the bacon is take it off of the pan and place it onto a plate with paper towels on it, just to kind of get all that grease stopped, and then hopefully to make them just a little bit crispier. All right guys, I have a special treat for you. I got a new toy. While the potatoes are still in the oven, we're going to play with this. Oh, it is very nice. However, I have not used this yet, and I'm going to try to shred some cheese, and it says to stick this in the freezer for about 30 minutes, which I've done. So, are y'all ready? Okay, it said to put at medium heat, which I think, medium speed, which I think is pretty fast, but we'll give it a whirl. All right, wish me luck. Let's see what it looks like. There's always some cheese that doesn't get quite shredded. Oh my, this is perfect. Look at that. And with this stuff, I just throw it in the dishwasher. How about that? And voila, we have cheese for this yummy recipe. So the potatoes are done, and now I've got my little setup going on, and we're gonna start working on getting the insides of those potatoes out. All right, so all the potatoes, you're gonna need a towel for sure. I go ahead and put them down and go ahead and start slicing them. I try not to break the skin, that's why I'm going a little bit slower. These are good and crispy. What we want. And then I put them back in the towel, and I take my little cookie scooper and scoop all the potato out. And just put it in the bowl. And like I said, once we're done, we're going to make something out of these potatoes. And we're gonna serve that with dinner only because the kids don't really like the potato skins, but they love the mashed potatoes, especially homemade ones. So we are done with the potato skins, and now we're gonna work on this because it's easier to work with while it's hot. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of mash it just a little bit. Again, while it's warm, I really wanna work with it. And we're going to add a tablespoon of butter. Voila. And then we're going to mash in that butter as well. And then we're also going to add in some of her kosher salt here. Not much, a little bit goes a long way. And then of course some fresh black pepper. And again, a little bit goes a long way. And then I have one more secret ingredient. Are you ready? I made her ranch dressing, so we're going to add in some homemade ranch dressing in with our potatoes. And then we're just gonna add it to the potatoes and mix it all together. And then the mashed potatoes will be done. All right, so next we're going to whip out our canola oil from the beginning of the recipe and just paint the insides of the potatoes. All right, so next we're just going to pour a little bit of this kosher salt on all of them. And last time I did a little bit too much, so I'm just gonna do just a little pinch here and there. And then we're going to flip these over and do the same thing on the other side. All right, so I redid that. I did the other side, and now we're gonna stick it back in that 400-degree oven for 7 minutes. All right, so I just took them out of the oven, and now we are going to flip them and then put them back in the oven for another 7 minutes on the other side. All right, so these are going back in the oven with this side up for another 7 minutes. All right, we are almost done. We're going to add our shredded cheese that we made earlier. And then of course the bacon we made earlier, I went ahead and chopped that up as well. So let's put these on the potato skins. Alright, so we are done, and I'm going to stick this back in the oven for the last time just so the cheese melts, and it won't take very long because you can already tell that some of the potatoes are so hot they're already melting the cheese for me. And this is the finished product. I just put the green onions on top, and what I'll do with these green onions and the rest of the bacon is chop up a lettuce head, and we'll have a salad along with this. And then of course it goes great with her homemade ranch dressing. You can either dip the potato skins in it, and we're also going to use it as our salad dressing also with the filling of the potatoes. So I hope you enjoyed making this with me. Thanks for watching.